Hello wonderful people inside my camera. I am Sarah and I'm going to show you a recipe today that my husband has been pestering me to make again for a while now. Although I call these breakfast bars, trust me, you can eat them any time of the day and I won't judge. But you can also use any type of fruit really in it. I'm using apples and blackberries because we've been foraging and they're in season at the moment and they're yummy. In a big bowl, I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar. Now, as always with sugar, try adding a bit less if you want to, a bit more if you want to. I just find that amount works pretty well with this recipe. 1/2 cup of butter or margarine or cheap table spread, whatever floats your boat. 1 egg. And give those a good mix up together. Now I'm going to sieve in 1.5 cups of flour, just plain flour. One of my girls was doing some baking the other day, and I'd written down the instructions, and I'd put 1.5 cups, 1/2 cups of flour. We couldn't figure out why it was so sloppy, and I realised that she'd taken that to mean 1/2 cup as opposed to 1.5 cups. Pays to explain these things. Then we're just going to add 1 teaspoon of spice. Whatever you think will go with the fruit you're adding. If you're going to put some pears in here instead of apple, then ginger actually goes really nice. Ginger's nice anyway, it's yummy. I'm going to use cinnamon with the apple and the blackberries. But you can also use allspice or nutmeg, just, whatever brings you joy. So 1 teaspoon. Whatever brings you joy. What do I say these things? 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 cup of rolled oats. We're going to mix those up together again, just on a low speed. So it gets to be almost like a bit of a dough ball. Your mixers start struggling, that's when you know it's good. Now, as far as the fruit goes, you want about a cup of apple I'm adding in here. I've only got like tiny little wee apples. They were just ones that we foraged. So what I quite like doing is you can just dice them all up or you can grate them all. I actually like just one of the little apples, so like 1/2 cup I'm going to grate so it gets that nice appley flavour all the way through. Then the other sort of 1/2 cup or so I'm just going to chop into little bits so you still get the odd wee chunk. Yummy. Got some blackberries. Actually got this from our bushes, which is a novelty. Normally we scavenge from side of the road places and stuff, but we actually got a heap of our own bushes this year, which was pretty cool. Yeah, that's about 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup with a few extra. So all in all, that's about 1.5 cups of fruit that I've put in there. But I mean, you can, as I say, you can use pear. You can use, any kind of berries, raspberries, whatever. Chop up some strawberries, yum. See, as I'm stirring it, of course those blackberries are making it go slightly pinkish. That's so cool. But you could also even make this vegetable-y. You could put some carrots and walnuts in, maybe with some raisins or something. Call it like a carrot cake bar. You could try putting zucchini or courgette into there, so it's a good wee base recipe. Right, grease my tray. I'd say it's about 20 centimetre square tray. Get in there with your hands. Never mind this posh using a paper towel or anything to grease stuff. What if you washed your hands? Who cares? You don't have to say schlop as you do it, but it helps. If you feel like it, which I do, sprinkle a few extra oats on the top. That looks yummy. So I cooked that in preheated oven at 190 degrees for about 20 minutes and then just left it to cool in the tray. It's still a bit warm though. Yummy. And it smells so good. I actually just picked the kids up from school and they all came in, oh yum, what are you making? Something about that cinnamony smell, eh? You can certainly taste the cinnamon in there. It's very subtle, but you can taste it. What I like about this is that it's quite, I wouldn't say it's stodgy, but it's filling. You know, it's not just like a light and airy cake. You know, it's actually quite satisfying. Hence why I labelled this as like a, you know, a breakfast bar alternative if you're into breakfasts on the go and that sort of thing, something you can grab and go. And with the oats in there as well, that adds an extra element of just keeping you a bit full. But you get that subtle appley taste all the way through. Then you get the odd little chunk of apple that's so nice and soft and sweet. And then with the blackberries, of course blackberries just add that little bit of tartness to it. So this is really, really yummy, guys. Seriously, give this a go. Leave me a comment down below. Hit subscribe if you haven't done already. And we'll catch you next week. Bye.